It's now time for On the Line with Cheryl Wilkerson. The conversation will range from local dialogue to international. This show is meant to enlighten, inform, and to inspire. On the Line with Cheryl Wilkerson begins now.
Hello and welcome to On the Line. I'm your host, Cheryl Wilkerson. Glad you could join me on this Sunday afternoon. I am so excited about our guest today because spring has sprung and the leaves and the trees and all of that. So that means that we need to get our bodies in shape as well. And I walk in the gym and the person on the line is telling me, squats! We welcome to the program today, Adro Gaynor. How are you?
Hi, Cheryl. I'm well. Thank you for having me.
So you are a trainer extraordinaire, and I think that you are one of the ones that have one of the most popular instructors at the gym. The gym I go to is in Richmond. And how long have you been training?
I have been training for about 2 years.
Did you say TWO?
I did.
So how did you become so good in just 2 years? What is the backstory?
Oh, well, I have a little background with these type of things. I did teach swing dancing in college. So I think that's where I kind of started with that whole track of training people to move their bodies.
That does make sense. But what inspired you personally to move your body?
Actually, I really love competitive eating videos and like challenges. And so through getting into that, I was like, how are people staying in shape when they eat all this food? And that's how I realized, oh, you got to go work out.
So competitive eating got your interest. That's different. That's different. Okay. So you have been doing it for 2 years, and what motivates you day by day by day? Because I tell people the only thing that motivates me is the fact that I'll be getting in the car going home, and I'll feel good when I'm going home. But what motivates you?
I'm motivated by the mirror, honestly. I enjoy, looking in the mirror and catching a glimpse of myself and being like, oh, yes, there you are. That's what motivates me, really.
Oh, my goodness. I wish that's what it took for me. Now, I'm unmotivated when I look in the mirror. But anyway, I do.
Oh, no.
I do enjoy coming to class. How hard is it to be a fitness instructor?
I wouldn't say it's super hard. The most challenging part is the level of activity, right? Because, you guys come to one class a day, but I'm at maybe 5 classes a day. And so I have to eat a lot to make up for all of that extra activity that I end up getting.
And what has been the response from your family and your friends when you first got into this? Did they have any hesitation? Were they your biggest supporters? Was it a mixed bag? What do they think about it?
It was like a mixed bag at first. Because of most people, they're not super into fitness, so it's not something they've ever envisioned before. But once they saw what it is, see what I actually do, now they're super supportive.
And have you had family members that have come to you either publicly or privately and said, hey, look, help me, get me in shape?
Oh, definitely. I'm the one that, they're sneaking into my DMs like, you've got to help me. I've got a wedding come up. I've got this event coming up. But they don't like for each other to know it, which is always interesting.
I wonder what that's all about. And that's interesting that you brought up for a wedding, because I've always heard that don't do the fitness thing for an event. Do it for your life.
I completely agree. But I would say that half of the clients that I see come to me for a specific event. And then a lot of the time we can transition that into their life. But most people are motivated by a specific thing.
But once you get them in there, that's a good start right there, right?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, well, yeah. All right. Is this the time of the year when the gyms are most full, or is it January? A lot of times we hear, oh, January, the gyms are going to be packed. But then I started hearing, no, it's really around springtime, because that's when people knuckle down and they say, okay, I want to do something different.
The gyms are definitely more packed in January, for sure. Like, hands down, January. But there's definitely a second wind that happens before like major holiday seasons. So like spring coming into summer, and then right before maybe like Thanksgiving, Christmas time, there's people, they're like, oh my gosh, my family is going to see me. I need to tighten up.
Whoa. What does one look for when they are looking for a good gym? So for myself, I don't do trendy. So I looked long and hard before I found the gym. I had a friend of mine tell me, oh, that gym is so and so and so and so. But you know what? It works for me. I don't have to have the cutest, newest outfit. I can go in there. I can get support. Everybody takes care of each other, looks out for one another. And that works for me. And the other thing I like about it is it's not all of these fancy machines that I would never be able to replicate in my house. Does that make sense?
That does make sense.
So when you're telling me squats or you're telling me Superman or whatever, I can do that. I can hear you in my head at home and I can do that. What makes for a good gym?
I think the most important thing about any gym or place that you look for to do fitness is that it draws you in so that you'll continue to return. Because there are, a lot of different ways to get fit and stay fit. But if you like the way, then you'll keep doing it. So I think you're exactly right, not looking for a trend, because if you don't enjoy that trend, then you're going to fall off, or it's going to fall off and no longer be accessible to you. But if you choose something that you truly enjoy, somewhere that you feel that you will keep coming to, that makes you feel welcome, that's really all that matters.
That is all that matters. And so you do this in a gym and you also do it online?
Yes, I do.
Tell us all about that. What inspired you to go online? Did that start during the pandemic? Why are you doing the classes online?
Yeah, sure. So I do lifestyle coaching online, as well as some classes online. A lot of people don't have time to go to a facility. They just, would never make it. A lot of people's barrier to entry to a fitness plan is that they just can't make it somewhere on a regular basis. So bringing it to their home, just like you were saying, most of these movements can be done with body weight or with very little equipment. So, if someone is willing to spend the 30 minutes to an hour, but they just need direction, then an online program is great for that.
And tell us about your program. How can people get to the program?
Yeah, so the best way to access me or any of my programs is on Instagram at Adro Eats Noodles. Can also be found on Facebook, TikTok, Vero, all the regular places, but Instagram is the best way.
Adro Gaynor is my guest today, and we're talking about just getting healthy. And I know people do it for the season, but I just say just be healthy because it's so many crazy things going on out here. You just need to be healthy. And I know I had a friend of mine, and she, in this market, as a matter of fact, she had to have both knees replaced, and I think she went to a trainer for like a year before she did it because she did both knees at the same time. And I remember her posting about how the people that helped her through surgery and therapists and all were so pleased with her because she had prepared her body for the surgery, right?
Yes,
really
definitely.
Important, right?
It is important.
And so let's talk about what you specifically believe when it comes to people and their diets. Because I had someone tell me one time, you can do all the non-eating or keto eating or whatever eating you're doing in the world, but you have to back it up with exercise. But then you have other people, and I'll go to them and I'll say, how did you lose all that weight? And they'll say, oh, I just changed my diet. And I'll be like, you didn't do any exercising? No. Tell us your philosophy and your theories on that.
So there's two different ways to look at diet. There's weight loss versus health. So the way to lose weight is just calories in versus calories out. But that doesn't necessarily mean you're healthy. So a lot of the time you'll see someone just, drop a bunch of weight really quickly, and that's because they were in a caloric deficit. But that doesn't mean they were healthy. You could just eat all Cheetos and lose a bunch of weight. Right. So then, there's the people that change their diet and lose the weight, which are doing it, the better way, which is low sustainable changes.
Low and sustainable. I'm one that when I come in the gym, I know most people in the gym weigh themselves when they come in at least once a week. I'm not concerned with that. I just want to feel better. I just want to know that I'm moving my body. So that's my concern. So I don't worry about the weight, the weighing, but should I be going in there weighing myself, should I? You can tell me the truth.
The truth is, it is good to weigh yourself at least once a week to get a gauge for what your body looks and feels like at that weight. But I completely agree that the weight's not important. One of the things that often discourages people when they start a fitness plan for the first time is that their weight will go up. And that's because muscle has weight. And so you don't necessarily see the scale moving down as quickly as you would think if you are utilizing weight training along with your weight loss plan. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean you're not losing adipose tissue. And muscle helps us lose adipose tissue quicker. So it can be kind of a conundrum in the beginning. It's tricky, but that's exactly why I say the scale doesn't matter that much, because your weight can go up and your fat can go down at the same time.
At the same time. Now, let's talk about people that will give you different excuses for not getting healthy, but it centers around their health. So they'll say, oh, I'm diabetic, so I can't do so and so and so, or oh, I have this disease, so I can't do so and so and so and so and so. Is there ever a time, just seriously, is there ever a time when there is some kind of ailment that you can think of that would not benefit from moving your body?
Yes, but those people are bedridden. So no. If someone can walk into the studio and talk about their fitness, then they should be doing fitness, and it will 100% improve their conditions, all of them.
And what I like about you is you will adapt. So sometimes my wrist gets a little gimpy. I don't know why, but if we have those kettlebells, I can feel it. You know, we're doing this halo, and I can feel it. Or if I'm doing push-ups, I can feel it. It gets every now and then. And you'll just tell me, oh, just do so and so and so and so and so and so. Or if I just have in my head that I cannot do another burpee, not another one, and I'll just do some flings or something, you're cool with that. And the reason you're cool with that is because of what?
Well, we all have physical limitations. I think that it's definitely a thought people have, an all or nothing type of thought that'll sink in. Like if I can't do everything 100% like it's written, that I can't do it. But the truth is, every single one of us has different physical limitations that require modifications. You know, I myself as a professional bodybuilder often cannot do all of the movements that my coaches want me to do exactly like they want it. You know, I have arthritis in my knees, so I have to make modifications. And there's never going to be a case where someone doesn't need that. And it's, you know, it doesn't have to be a barrier. So I think that I'm really quick to want to take those barriers away just so that it's not something that hinders anyone's happiness in their fitness.
Okay. Why did you want to be a professional bodybuilder?
I like the aesthetic.
Okay. All right. And so you travel for this or you stay local for this? And I don't know anything about that world. I need you to teach me. I don't understand how you would find a coach. I don't understand how you learn the poses. I mean, does it have to be certain poses? I don't understand how you know how to dress for them. I don't know anything about it. Teach me.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. It's one of those obscure sports that people pretty much don't know anything about. It is just like any other sport. There are different federations that you can compete in.
Okay.
The federation that I belong to is called WBSF, and it is an international federation. I always travel to compete. In America, our biggest federation is IFBB. That's the one people have normally heard about, Olympia. But there are lots of different ones in different countries, different regions. You just go online and find a coach. I actually looked at a few of the shows, and they announce the coaches as people go on stage. So I thought, oh, I like the way those girls look. Let me hit up that coach, which is pretty much the best way.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. And you've been pretty satisfied. You never come into something where, okay, this is a good coach, but this doesn't fit my needs, and I go to the next coach?
Yes, that happens all the time. I was really meticulous when I chose my coach because I was aware of that. But sometimes people have to change coaches. It happens all the time. It's a huge lifestyle decision. So you definitely have to have someone that understands what you're willing to do, and what you're about.
And how often do you compete? Like, do you compete every week, every month? Do you go every other year? I don't, how do you decide? Do you decide, or does the federation say, okay, you have to compete a certain amount of times every year or something?
We decide. I compete when I'm ready. So I trained for about a year and a half for my last show, and I am spending about 2 years to prepare for my next show. I like to win, so I make sure I'm all the way ready. But people can compete as often as they want.
And a year and a half. A year and a half.
Yep, 2 years till my next show. Mm-hmm.
And you just say it like you're just saying, like, you know what, this is my last piece of candy. I mean, you're just so like it's no big deal. But in that time, you are so disciplined that nothing is going to deter you from that show. So if that means no chocolate milkshakes for 2 years. I mean, where's that discipline come from?
It was harder for me my first time, but since I have several first place trophies now, I can tell you nothing can beat the feeling of being called out of the group of, the maybe 20, 30, or even sometimes 100 other women and being told, you look the best. Like nothing can beat that feeling. So I'm dedicated now that I've felt it before.
And can you describe the day of one of your professional bodybuilding competitions? I'm curious about this.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a lot. I'll try to be quick.
No, you're
so the day of the show, I am essentially like a product that my coaches are presenting. So I only can do exactly what they tell me to do. They tell me what time to wake up. They tell me what to eat and when to drink. It's even down to the sip. So it's a certain ounces of coffee or tea or water at certain times. And then even the length and size of each sip is timed. And then you've got your tan, your hair, your makeup appointments. All of these things have to be done throughout the day. And then my coaches are just checking everything, making sure I make it to this on time, make it to that on time, make it to the venue on time. I have all my things with me. It's a lot of stuff that you have to pack up and bring with you to the location. Typically, you have to arrive at the show location around 2 hours before so they can check you in. And then just like with any other stage performance, you've got like lighting calls and you've got to go on stage, mark everything. It's a whole production, honestly.
Gosh. So I am quite impressed with you in these first place trophies because that would not be me. But just getting back to the regular Joe Blow, tell me the story of someone that you helped and it's like a great testimony that you like to repeat. You don't even have to give any names. Just tell us about the circumstances, how the person was when they came to you and how it ended up.
Yes, I have a favorite client. She's an online lifestyle client in Colorado. We've never met in person. And so she came to me we're just over her year anniversary. She is in her early 30s and she came to me and she was like, I see your pictures and I just don't understand why I'm your age and I don't look like this. And I was like, tell me more. And essentially she'd just, life got in the way and she'd gained a bunch of weight since high school and wanted to change how she was feeling. And so, we started slow. I told her, if you want to look like this, she had examples. You're going to have to do a lot of work. We eased in. It's been about a year now, and I can't be more proud of her. She has pretty much, I would say 95% stuck to all of the things that I told her to do, getting all of her steps, eating so much food. As with most people, she was only eating about a third as much food as she eats today. The first thing I did was double her food, and of course she was terrified.
But just regular food that she was eating, or you doubled specific foods for her to eat?
Regular food in general, not eating enough can have a similar effect on your body to eating too much. Your body thinks you're in panic mode, and so it'll hold on to all of the fat because it thinks, we're starving. We need to hold on to every single piece of this. And so eating too little can be just as bad for you as eating too much.
And she wasn't doing any of this to be a professional bodybuilder or whatever. She just wanted to be a regular healthy person. Was that right?
That's right. But through weightlifting and cardio, she's now lost 50 pounds, is no longer drowning herself in like oversized T-shirts. It's amazing.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing. And now my feelings are hurt because I always knew deep down that I was the favorite client. Okay, but whatever. Okay, okay. I am talking to Adro Gaynor. She is a professional bodybuilder, but she's also a trainer. She trains. She does it online. She does it also enrichment in person online or enrichment in person. And she's okay. So her spirit is this way. She's a little teeny tiny thing, of course. And you come in and you think, oh, this is going to be easy. And she will wear you out, but it's a good wear out. And you feel accomplished when you are done. And what is the feeling that you want us to have when we're done? What do you want us to feel?
Well, as soon as you're done, I want you to feel like you've never been more tired in your life. But 5 minutes after, when you catch your breath, I want you to feel accomplished.
And tell us why you are constantly looking at those heartbeats, because we have the belts that we can wear so we can see on the monitor what our heart rate is and everything. Why is that so important?
Yeah, so your heart rate is a good measure for how the intensity to which you are performing the movement. One of the reasons a lot of people walk, you hear people saying they're going to go walk and they're going to start their weight loss, but that often is not enough activity to trigger your body to start losing weight. So the green zone, which is, just a little bit of effort, might not be enough. But I know that when you guys get to yellow, you're definitely burning fat. And when you get to red, you are doing it for sure.
And I just want you to say that one more time, because so many people will say, here in Norfolk State University, they'll say, oh, I walk the campus for my exercise. But if you are not walking it a certain way, which is getting that heart rate up, right?
Absolutely.
Then that's not really helping what you want to help. I don't know how to say that kindly and gently, but that's if you're strolling, then that's not. Yeah.
That's what it is. If it is not an amount of activity that your body will register as being different, then it's not going to make a change.
And what about sprinting? Who was it? It was Adro. I think it was Coach Primetime. And he was saying that he sprints all the time because he's never seen a fat sprinter. He's seen fat runners, but never seen fat sprinters. Is that true?
That probably is true. The amount of movement that it takes to go as fast as you can will definitely trigger your body into losing fat for sure.
Now, what are some things to avoid? Just tell us, just food-wise, what are some things just to avoid? Or tell us when it would be appropriate for us to have that triple latte, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, how often it would be appropriate. Just tell us that.
Well, so because everything about that, really you can have anything you want.
Adro, I think we're having a problem. We're having a problem. You're not coming through clearly. I don't know if it's on your end or my end, but let's try that again. Go ahead and say that again, please.
So in general, everything's okay in moderation, right? So if you're only having one of those venti, triple chocolate mocha latte cappuccino drinks, a day, and then eating super clean the rest of the day, that's fine. It's all about the moderation. So everything's appropriate a little bit. And in general, things that have a lot of fat are not good to eat all the time, just because too much fat is going to cause you to hold on to or put on more of that unwanted adipose tissue. But if you love cake and you can't live without it, and that's where you want to get your fat from, go ahead, eat that one piece of cake. But then, don't also eat a lamb chop with that. It's all about balance.
All about balance. And so getting back to when you are performing yourself, what do you eat in a day?
Well, so most of the time I'm doing what we call bulking or building. So I'm trying to put on muscle. So it's surprising what I eat right now is a whole lot of food, maybe 3 times more food than you think I would eat, including a lot of fat and everything, because I want to get bigger. But when I'm preparing for a show that's maybe in 3 months or less, a lot of very lean foods. So like egg white, white fish, chicken breast, rice, and potatoes, things that you would traditionally think of as diet food. But that's not most of the time. I'm not suffering right now.
Okay. All right. And you all have to tell you all, she's the teeny tiniest little thing, and I hope I'm not offending you by saying that, but I mean, you
No,
are.
it's okay.
You're tiny, so it's working, right?
I hope so.
You're telling me you're eating all this food, but I can honestly tell them that you are tiny. So, yeah, it
Thank
works.
you.
I think you all need to listen to this woman. I do. But anyway, okay, so what are some of your favorite exercises? So in the gym, I guess you know, I do not care for burpees and those ropes on that floor that weigh like, to me they weigh a zillion pounds. I'm just have the ropes are one thing. At least I feel like I'm getting somewhere with them. But what do you call that thing that we do when we do the speed bug?
Which one?
The speed bug. Those that
Oh,
thing.
the speed bag.
Oh,
Yes.
it's so hard. I cannot hold it up there. I think like I'm a boxer at this point and I'm failing. But, I just keep trying to do it. And then hopefully one day I'll find success with it, right? What are some of your favorite exercises?
My favorite exercises are the ones that get your heart rate up the quickest. So, of course, what I'm going to say, the rope, the speed bag,
Oh my gosh.
the
Adro.
exercise like thrusters, anything where you are pushing your hands up over your head that gets your heart rate up quickly. I love those things.
I mean, you really love them. I mean, you love them. I just can't find any exercise that I love. I do
Nothing at
love,
all?
well, I do love the exercises like the rows because I can see my arms and I can see my arms working. So that makes me feel better. You know what I mean?
You've gotten really good at holding planks.
I do planks well, but I don't enjoy them. But thank you. That is because of you. Okay. I am so glad that you joined us on this edition of On the Line. I need you to slowly give out your social media handles so people that are out there, they're listening. And you know what? I think you might have inspired a person or two. They can get in touch with you. They can go and see your pictures. And you've got pictures up of winning those championships and all of that. They can check you out.
Yes. On Instagram at Adro Eats Noodles. ADRO, Eats Noodles. And that's my handle on all of the social media. But Instagram is the best place to check me out. I've got all my pictures up there, my link tree, everything you need to get in touch with me and see what I have going on.
And why did you pick that handle, may I ask?
Noodles are my favorite food by far. I try to eat them every day. And certainly year round, I find a way to eat noodles. So I thought it's a unique thing that someone loves noodles as much. So
It really is, because you would think that you would not be in the great shape that you're in. But this just goes to prove if you do the right thing by your body, you can eat all the noodles that you want. You have made somebody's day out there, okay? I want to thank you so much for joining me. We have learned a lot today. I just want to tell you personally that I am thankful when I walk in the gym and I see you. Like I said, you are one of the favorites at the gym. And I'm not just saying that because, you're doing this interview or I'm talking to you, whatever. You really are one of the favorites because of your energy and your enthusiasm. And also you are always so positive. Even when people are complaining and moaning, you are positive, and I do appreciate that.
Thank you so much, Cheryl. It's my pleasure.
All right, so when is the next show for you?
It's going to be the end of 2023.
All right, so we might have to bring you back so we can talk to you after you win that first place, and everybody can make sure they tune in and see the pictures and you winning and all that good stuff. I'm already putting it in the universe, okay?
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. We have had a great time today. I'm Cheryl Wilkerson. Man, this half an hour goes by so quickly. But again, thank you to Adro Gaynor. She is joined us today talking all about fitness. Check her out. Adro Eats Noodles on IG. Check her out. See the pictures. And you can do it too. You don't have to look like this, but you can just get your body healthy. And there are people out there available. And like you said, you're online. You do online coaching as well since you're not in this market, correct?
Yes.
And you would do that, reach out to you through IG.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. We will talk again soon, and I will see you in the gym, okay?
My pleasure. See you soon, Cheryl. Bye.
Bye-bye. Take care. Man, that was absolutely fun with her today. It is the springtime. It is the time that people are getting excited. So you all do what you have to do. And if you need some advice, check her out. All right, Cheryl Wilkerson, making my way on out of the door. Thanking you all for joining me today on the line. We'll do it again next Sunday. You all take care.